welcome back to reality. Reality. I'm Jonny.
And I'm BJORN, SKULLHAMMER.
And it's been 2 years. 2 fucking years. Can you believe it? We've been off screen for 2 years. Well, I've been on camera a little bit. Sorry about that. Just excuse BJORN, he's a busy man at the minute. He's got a lot of projects going on. He's a businessman, you see.
And it's hard work being international superstars.
Exactly. There's so much news that's been going on since we last saw you all that it's been hard to think about it. We got all this stuff going on with Trump, them trying to indict him. What do you think about that, BJORN?
Why, it's another bloody big witch hunt, ain't it?
It's all ridiculous, isn't it, mate? It's ridiculous. There's no proof, nothing. They just want to get Trump out, that's all it is. They don't want him coming back.
They're scared of him, see?
Exactly. They're scared of the power that he wields. And meanwhile, you got Biden. We all remember Biden from our last episodes. He is the child sniffer. And he is still in power. He's still in power doing fuck all. They're wheeling him around. It's terrible. And meanwhile, BJORN, we've gone through Boris Johnson. Who was the bird in between?
Liz Truss, wasn't it?
Liz Truss. She went even in a week.
She was a fucking joke, wasn't she, as well?
And now we got Sunak. Rishi Sunak. Now, they're all useless. All of them. I suspect that Rishi Sunak's actually close friends with Khan. Sadiq Khan. And meanwhile, on the internet, things have been going wild. I saw that we got strikes, all these strikes with doctors, trains, as if they don't get paid enough as it is. They're out striking. What's your view on the strike, BJORN? Do you like strikers?
Not really, mate, no. I think people should just do their fucking job, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. BJORN says it how it is.
Because if you'll notice, all these people that are going on strike, they're all earning sort of like 30, 40, 50k plus.
Exactly. More than what we're on. And we don't go on strike.
The little man and the little woman that goes to work at Morrison's, they're not striking, are they?
Exactly, mate, exactly. It's a fucking shambles. It's a shambles. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I can understand wanting a bit of money, but come on, the joke's gone too far now. There's people dying. Like all those Stop Oil protesters, clogging up roads and shit like that. They kill people too.
They are just murderers, if you ask
me. Psycho lefties, that's what they are. They're all brainwashed. We got Justin Trudeau recently. Did you see that stuff with him?
Is that the one who was celebrating the Nazi?
Yeah, him and Zelensky in the Canadian Parliament. They stood up and they applauded this old Nazi that fought for the Ukraine against the Russians. He murdered loads of Russians. And they applauded him as a war hero. And he was not just any Nazi, mind you. He was in an elite SS unit.
So there, to be in the SS, you had to be one of the real extremists, didn't you? Like
exactly.
A real die-hard Nazi.
Exactly. You know your history.
You wouldn't be in there otherwise, would you, if you weren't a proper Nazi?
To get selected into the SS, you have to believe their ideology. It's not even a proper... It's a political thing.
And that Zelensky, he's talking about, you need to help us in our war against the Russians for the freedom of our country.
The beggar king, I calls him. He didn't even have the respect when he come to meet our king, King Charles, to wear a suit, mind you. He had a scabby green Jeremy Corbyn jumper on.
It's all propaganda, ain't it? He turns up in his sort of like you said, his green jumper and his combat trousers, and then to make people think, you're not drinking that shit again, John.
Only a little bit.
You won't fucking watch yourself, mate. You'll end up like I used to.
Alright, BJORN.
Anyway.
The problem is that the country, our country and America, is slowly getting taken over by communists, by lefties, it's all linked. Little Greta Thunberg, she started a lot of it off. She started loads of it off. She was a puppet for the new movement of hippies. And look at them all now. They're just ruining everything for everyone and banning everyone. Russell Brand lately, he got banned.
Before, it wasn't that long ago, he was a real lovey of the lefties, wasn't he? They couldn't get enough of old Russell.
He was a champion, wasn't he? He was a champion for the left.
He was.
And as soon as he started seeing sense and talking a little bit more...
Like, actually, I'll remove myself from association with these extreme lefties, and I'll place myself in the middle.
Yeah, he was...
Because now he's not on the left with the extremists, being in the middle is too far away. You'll just be called a racist now as well.
If you're a centrist in Britain, you're pretty much like us. We're centrists. We mock both ends of the scale.
And we praise both when needed too.
But we would be classed as Nazis to most far left people.
When I got a shirt that says "Stay free."
Stay free.
There ain't nothing free about Nazism, is there now?
Exactly. We fought wars. We fought wars to stop the Nazis. And the left are just as bad as them. They're all like fascists.
I think we need a little bit of the World War II mentality here now, don't we? I mean, we're being invaded from across the water again. But now everybody's, "Oh, come here, my darling, let me give you a cuddle, you fucking criminal."
It's because we chuck money at them. We got pretty young women here that they come and groom and molest. They love the British birds. It's just disgusting. You look at most of these migrants, they're like my age and older. They're not even, they pretend to be young boys.
And they're all blokes as well, aren't they?
Exactly.
I mean, if they were fleeing sort of oppression and war in their country...
You'd take your missus
with you.
You'd
take your missus and your kids with you, wouldn't you? You wouldn't just fuck off and leave them all there to the oppression and the war. You'd take them with you.
Truth is, they're all, not all of them, but a lot of them are probably criminals. A lot of criminals that ain't... Because when you...
Well, how I look at it, they're all fucking criminals. Well, it's called illegal immigration because it's done illegally. So if you commit an illegal act, that makes you a criminal. So say what you like, if you're coming across the channel into our country, and you're a fucking criminal.
Yeah, you're right. You're not far wrong there, Bjorn. And what the left don't understand is we ain't against immigration. Immigration's good. It's illegal immigration.
And uncontrolled immigration.
Uncontrolled, unmonitored.
Immigration should only increase with the increase of our population. It should be a ratio, and one should not outgrow the other.
And
otherwise we'll lose our identity as a nation.
Exactly. And the migrants that do come over, they need to have good intentions. They need to be sensible people that have jobs or want to contribute to Britain's society, our culture. Not just come over here, take a bit of land and segregate themselves. And then expect us to pay for them. It's an embarrassment. Our country is becoming an embarrassment. Even our army. I've lost faith in that too now. I've seen them advertising with woke adverts.
What about the RAF, huh?
What's going on with them?
Bloody advertising, I can't remember it exactly, but they've apologised now for advertising in their recruitment drive, but only asking for people who are not white. Is that not out and out racism?
That's just like that Labour Party conference we watched, wasn't it? There were too many white people speaking.
I mean, it's disgusting, isn't it? It was white people that made this country, that built this country.
Yeah, mostly.
Everybody else enjoys, mostly, yeah, but everybody else enjoys it, don't they?
Exactly. They all reap the benefits. And Britain and America, we're not racist. We might have had a few nutters back in the old days in America dressing up as ghosts, but in general, we're not racist. We welcome all sorts over here.
Oh, those fuckers with the pointy hat.
Yeah, wizards.
But they're embarrassing and all, aren't they?
Exactly.
Fuck me.
Idiots. But we welcome all sorts. We are the most liberal countries in the world, excluding some of those weird Scandinavian countries.
Oh, fuck me. They've gone a little too far, haven't they?
Yeah, I think Sweden, I read something...
I think Norway too as well.
Yeah, a shame to say. But Sweden's actually, I read a statistic recently and they're almost getting outbred over there. A bit like us. They reckon that within 10, 15 years that the migrant population will exceed the original birth population that was born there, like from the roots.
That's going to happen in a lot of countries now, isn't it?
It is. And
this globalist movement with all these so-called conservatives, even in our own government. A one world order nonsense.
Exactly, one world order. And it's all linked. It's all linked. The war, for instance, the war going on in Ukraine. Now that's linked. That's linked. I mean, I don't back either side. Vladimir's a nutter. Zelensky's a liar and a beggar.
And a racist too.
And a racist.
He's a proper Nazi, isn't he?
They are both a bit racist.
That's Trudeau then, he must be like a closet one because he comes across like all benevolent, but he's really like a... Well, seems like a bit of a racist.
He's known for doing blackface, isn't he? That's what they got him on.
There you go, yeah.
More than once as well. He actually done it as like a bit of a regular thing at parties. Like a jam jar man.
Right.
And then he goes and salutes a Nazi. I think there's a bit of underlying racism there, ain't it? It's like, if you don't see anything wrong, I mean, I can see a good bit of comedy. Like, I'm not saying painting your face black is instantly racist, because it's not. There is reasons. There's comedy reasons for it, but for a prime minister or a president to do it, I mean, that's inexcusable. Because you know that it's going to offend.
Especially one that preaches the way he does, you know?
Exactly.
Being so woke and all that.
And you
know... Again, it's like, it's alright for me, not for you.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, I just coughed and phlegmed on myself. It's terrible.
The state of my nails are fucking terrible.
Oh, are your toenails still long?
Oh, they're long as fuck. I can't get them in between the clippers no more. They've got all fucking all thick and yellow and ganky and...
Bjorn, I forgot to tell you.
What?
A fan sent us in a new toy for when we go on stage.
Fuck off.
Yeah, look. It's brilliant.
What is it?
It like chops things.
We chuck it at them, do we?
We run on stage, and if any fans try climbing on, we go... Get down, you fuckers!
Oh, right, yeah.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Can I be in charge of that one?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, marvellous.
You're the one that has to clear the stage. Yeah, thanks for sending that in. We'll have lots of fun with that. Bjorn loves it.
Thank you very much.
It's a brilliant toy.
That's lovely, Daddy.
Do you want me to put it over here?
Yeah, I think we better, yeah. Especially you on that bloody stuff again, yeah.
Oh, stop your moaning. You're like an old man sometimes. He moans at me constantly. You're smoking that stuff again, you're drinking that again. He'd think I was his wife.
Well, they all say about it, John, don't they? They say that Jonny Scab, he smokes too much, he drinks too much.
Well, I might do, Bjorn, but I'm cognitable, you know. I can talk, I can reason. I still got a massive brain, and it takes a lot of alcohol to fill up. Like the average man's brain's got a little patch, and once it fills up with alcohol, he's fucked. But with me, it takes twice as long, because I'm special. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as well, we are not just on YouTube. Sorry, that's some good shit. We are not just on YouTube.
Are you going to be okay?
I'll be just give me a second. We are not just on YouTube. I've got an Instagram account. I am on X, which used to be Twitter. I don't know why they changed it. It's called X now. Elon, he did that. Yeah, we're on YouTube, X, Facebook, Jonny Scab, and Bjorn on there.
Is that what X is now, is it?
X is what Twitter used to be.
Because I had Twitter on my phone, on my iPhone. And all of a sudden it's changed to X.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought my missus had downloaded some porn without me knowing, and it was some adult site.
That's Elon. He's like a supervillain, isn't he? He just changed it to X, because he's, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's alright though, Elon, really.
Yeah, he's alright. He's a centrist as well, and he sort of he don't like the left or the far right. He kind of wants free.
That's why I like him, I think.
Yeah, he's all about freedom of speech, and he exposed the old owners of Twitter that he bought it off of. When he bought the company, he got his top computer experts to go through all their files and all their accounts,
yeah.
And he found genuine evidence that they were censoring people that weren't left. So anyone who was Anyone who was like just tilting, slightly right.
Well, we knew this anyway.
It was shadow banning. And
we knew this a long time ago.
They were purposely doing it. They had little bots set out, so certain words, certain phrases, it'd just disappear your post, make your post go and ban you. And it wasn't doing it for anyone on the left. It was, and he exposed that, and that shows you people. That's people trying to force their views onto you. That's them.
We got left-wing extremists in high-powered, high-paid jobs with influence.
Exactly.
It's the big problem, like in the press and social media too.
And the problem is, it happens on both ends of the scale. There's probably far-right Nazis somewhere in power as well. But the main thing is that
we don't know that though, do we?
Well, that's it.
Because they're not forcing their ideas among everybody, on everybody.
It's the ratio, isn't it? There's more mad left people out there shouting at people, ramming shit down their throats, explaining their views, than you hear on the right wing. Like the real Nazis and stuff, they're a very small minority.
Like in Ukraine, isn't it?
Yeah, like Ukraine, or the ones you see in America, like in American History X, like proper Hitler worshippers. They're a small minority. The American government ain't bothered of them. They're just like a group of mates that hang around at a clubhouse, like a biker gang or something. They're not powerful enough. But when with all these lefty nutters, like Antifa and stuff, and they're allowed to go around with masks on, just not and doing what they want, with the police guarding them, basically. Like there was the protests in England, weren't there, with the statues. When they toppled the statues, and then you had patriots, people, normal British people going to defend statues. And the police weren't defending the nice people, the veterans that were defending the statues. Oh no, they were defending the lefty rioters that wanted to get to the statues to break them. It's insane. I've seen it in the news. I've seen it.
I went to one of them as well. I seen what you just said. I didn't get involved. It was a hot day, so I just walked around, made sure everybody was okay, and offered refreshments.
It's biased, mate, isn't it? It's biased. You see,
it was.
And then if you ask the coppers, they'll just smile and laugh it off. They're like, oh, we're impartial. We can't get involved in politics. But you blatantly are, mate. You're fucking there, ain't ya? You're there defending them with your shields and all that. But defending them from nothing. Because the people defending the statues weren't even aggressive. You're pre-defending them, ready.
I think the people that went to defend the statues were defending their heritage against the aggressors.
Exactly. It's the history, it's what it stands for. It's not because, oh, that statue was a bloke who used to own slaves. That's nothing to do with it, mate. It's the history. It was built. It's there. You don't just get rid of it. If you get rid of it, then future generations will never even know who that was, and they'll never know if they were a good or bad person. If you got them there, you can teach them, you can learn it, can't you? Whether someone was good or bad in history doesn't mean you should just destroy everything that they made.
And another thing to remember is, not everybody is just good or just bad. Sometimes you get like a blend of the both in one person.
Yeah, humans aren't naturally good or bad. They're chaotic, ain't they?
Well, this is it.
They can be bad in a certain situation. If you make the nicest person you come across, you could push to become a total fucking nutter.
Of course you could.
And vice versa. There's probably a few really, really evil people that could probably be swayed to be good.
Like people used to say, I always used to be a nasty fucker when I was young, when I was growing up in Denmark and then in certain places around here. But now I serve tea and cakes to the elderly.
Exactly. BJORN's a pillar of the community. He does loads of stuff in London for people, but he don't go on blabbering about it. He don't go posting it and stuff like that. He's a true hero. He does it out of his own accord. And that's what you should do, because he was born not even in this country. And he moved here and he had a love for it. He was a patriot of this country. And that's what made me respect him in school. Ever since I first met him. It was brilliant. People would say, hey you Viking kid, hey you, what are you doing in England? He'd be like, I fucking love England, mate. They're brilliant, aren't they? You like that, wouldn't you, Bjorn?
I was like that. I wasn't no Lord of a lying either. I used to love this country, and I still do. Not quite as much as I used to because of all the bastards in charge. But now
it's changed a lot since Thatcher, ain't it?
Oh,
when we was in school, it was around that sort of time, I guess. Around that sort of time, sort of. Long time ago now. But it's changed so much. It's changed. And it's not changed for the better neither. It's not. Things are getting worse. And I fear for the future of our children, of your children. And when they can come in, nowadays they're trying to let what is it, like Lily Savages, what they call them, drag queens.
Drag queens.
Drag queens come in and read to kids in school.
Should be kept for the adults, that stuff, shouldn't it?
It's an adult comedy thing, isn't it? It's like, if you look at the original drag queens, they weren't nothing to do with kids. They played in like seedy little nightclubs and all that for adults to take the piss out of. They weren't.
I think like this LGBTQ thing, I think it's a way that certain people can sneak in and be one of the wrong ones around kids. Yeah, because it seems to be, if you're LGBTQ, you can dress like a hag and a whore and then put performances on in children's schools, and it's been happening over the country.
And if someone says something about it, you can complain.
And then all of a sudden, you're every kind of phobic there is.
Exactly. It's insane. It's insane. You can't be teaching stuff like that to kids. It's sexualising things. Let them find out in their own time. Don't force stuff on them. It's not nice. Yeah, we've been so busy lately. So busy because we've been working on a little project, you see. We're not just an A-list band anymore. We are all-round superstars. We've been doing movie projects, haven't we? And we've been doing other things, little side projects, voice-over work. We've been offered loads of stuff. So it's hard to keep up with the reality podcast, but we will try and bring out more as much as we can when we can. And as you can see, we cover everything that we can think of. If anyone wants to talk to us, then comment. I'm going to post this onto YouTube, Rumble, probably little clips on Twitter. Comment, interact. If you don't agree with something we're saying, let's have a proper debate about it. Don't be snidey and start like reporting things. Be an adult and have a debate. I like people who can have a reasonable intellectual debate. Don't you, Bjorn? What do you think of all these sneaky ones that argue with you? And I suppose you don't know 'cause you're not online much, but on social media.
I know the ones you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the ones you mean.
They argue with you and then they'll try and report you and stuff. You've seen it with me, haven't you?
We were talking the other day, and once you won the argument, they got no sort of reasonable retort at all.
Yeah.
Then they'll just put like some laughing faces, and that's the end of the debate.
Yeah.
Or what they call a debate.
They'll just stop talking when you've won, basically, and just laugh at you. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Don't be one of them. Don't be one of them, folks. Be a person. Be a human. Tell us if you think we're wrong. Because we're rarely wrong, obviously, because no one's ever commented saying we're wrong. So that's just going to make us think that we're right, aren't we? And we are most of the time.
Well, all the time, all the time.
Yeah, in our own book, I suppose. It's a strange world. I forgot as well. Remember the Farage incident? If you don't know, folks, Nigel Farage, very important man in the UK. He was a politician, and he helped push Brexit to get us out of the EU. Good stuff, innit? He was helping to push Brexit to get us out of the evil European Union, and we did in the end. We got out. And recently, a few months ago actually, Farage had all of his bank accounts frozen. All of his assets, everything. He was left a broken man. Did you hear about that, Bjorn?
I heard about that, yeah. I also heard about some lefties piping up and saying that even them saying this order shouldn't be happening.
Exactly. And Nigel Farage isn't liked. He's not typically liked by the left in Britain, just for those of you outside of Britain. They see him, well, a lot of them call him a Nazi or a right-wing patriot or whatever.
That's all the lefties say, isn't it?
Yeah, but with that happening, with his banks being seized, they can see, some of the sensible left, they can see, oh, hold on a minute, that's just, he might be a bit better, but that's just not right. That's not on. That could happen to us. And that's what it is, you see. There's things happening out there. And soon, I predict that you're going to get the far left are going to get treated like the far right eventually, that everyone's going to want to get away from them.
Well, they are the extremists, aren't they?
Exactly. You wouldn't want to associate with them because they're embarrassing. They're disgusting creatures, most of them. They'd sell their own mother just to get their point across. No honour at all. Disgusting. And that's what I think of those extreme people. Extreme left or right. You're not even worth being called a human, really. Most of you should just be bolt gun like cattle. Ba-doom, ba-doom.
Ba-boom.
Or have one of these used on you. What we're going to use in our gigs. Get off the fucking train! Ah! Yeah. That's what you deserve. Yeah.
Any news about Jack?
I ain't heard nothing yet, mate. I've still been checking with the police every week. No word yet. I went and had a cup of tea with his dad the other week. He's a broken man. He's missing him. And Jack, we are still looking for you, mate. That's partly why we haven't been making these. We've been very busy.
Come back, Jack.
Working with Interpol, trying to track you down. And yeah.
But I know he said track you down, but don't take that as like aggressive or nothing. You can have the spaghetti. We just want you back.
I know. We had our little tiff and think a little to do. But Jack, we love you, and we need you back. The band ain't the same without you. Honestly, we've been trying. We've been making some stuff, but it's just not the same. We haven't got our guitarist.
How many replacements have we had now? And I had to give him the boot.
Exactly. They're all rubbish compared to you.
Holding us back, see? Come back, Jack.
Once it's all four of us again, me, you, Bjorn, Billy Drillbit, is an A-list liner. It's like perfect, like a super band, like the Beatles or something. It's just not the same. It's not the same without you. So yeah, people out there, if you see Jack the Fish, a lot of the fans are out looking for him already, constantly. There's posters up. It's actually been in the local news. If you live in London and you're fans, you would have seen it on the news. We've been on the news a lot recently.
Oh, talking of London, what about Said Heat Can? Little Said Heat Can's cameras.
His cameras? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and his, yeah.
That ULEZ stuff.
ULEZ,
fantastic. Destroying them they have been in London. I think there's around 800 of them I've heard on the radio today being destroyed because they're sick of the extreme measures by that little Said Heat.
Well, that's inevitable, isn't it?
I think he's a bit of a commie, isn't he?
You gotta be. And for those of you that don't know what we're on about the environmental zone cameras. In Britain, they've started putting cameras in city centres, in most cities, and they'll charge you. If you go in the city centre between, like, say, 8 AM and 8 PM, you'll get charged like a tenner or 20 quid. And I
think it's more than that in some places too.
Yeah, well, it's just disgusting in any way.
But they're targeting the lowest earning people. Because if you've got a new enough car, or you've got a fucking electric car, then that's fine, no problem. Exactly. People who can't afford those kind of cars are getting it in the pocket even more.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like old Billy, isn't it? He got a Robin Reliant, and he can't even go nowhere near the centre. That's not because of his record either.
I still think it's probably a good thing he doesn't go near us, isn't it?
Probably, there's a lot of kids there. But as Bjorn says, there's been people destroying the cameras, ripping them down, taking selfies with them.
Whoever you are, well done.
Yeah, well fucking done. You're a legend. Like and share this video, and we'll give you or write to us in secret. Send us a message, and we'll big you up. We'll like cover your face up or whatever you want. But yeah, you're a legend, mate. Keep it up. If it's a group of you, then you recruit more people. In fact, destroy all the cameras. Every camera you see, not just environmental ones. Take them all out. They're all there to take your data. They're all there to watch you. Just take them all out. That's from Uncle Jonny. If you do that, if I start seeing a rise in security cameras being smashed, if you can collect every camera that you smash, put it in one photo, like say like 10 security cameras all took a photo of, put the date on it, then I will personally send you £100. You send that to me, I want a picture with at least 15 cameras in it, and I want proof, a date, a newspaper in it, and yeah, I'll send you £100. Inbox us. It's brilliant work. So thanks for watching our triumphant return of reality. We will be doing a few more soon, but not too soon, because Bjorn's got a lot of charitable work to do, and I'm a very busy man, and we're trying to like do a lot of projects at once, and it's hard to juggle them all. But yeah, we are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. He's Bjorn.
And he's Jonny.
And this has been Reality.
Reality.
Adios, folks.